Well, new day, and what an interesting day this is. I woke up to a ton of emails about this new channel named Judy101010. That's not my channel, and apparently this person has been emailing a lot of my subscribers and saying some really nasty stuff that I would never, ever, ever say. And a lot of people are telling me, giving me some suggestions on what I should do about it. And I'm listening to my inner voice and thought I'd upload my idea of how I'd like to handle it. And anybody that's supporting my channel, I really, really would love if you could participate in my suggestion on how to handle this. First of all, what I'd like you all to know is all of these haters, I mean 14,500 hateful shit on Google if you do a search on my name. That's a hell of a lot of hate that's thrown at one person, but there's zero. It actually makes me a hell of a lot more stronger than weaker. And this new profile that came out didn't hurt me at all. I kind of love it. Mostly because it brings up the opportunity to talk about it. The reason why it can't touch me anymore is because the only lie out there about me that can hurt me has already been done. Once you pull the most worst lie on me possible, you can't hurt me with any other lies because it just doesn't matter. Like, I'm kind of immune to it. And the hate, the only thing that matters to me is I happen to love, love, love my kids. I devoted my life to my kids. And they have been told lies about me. And even the last lie that has gone on was my new daughter-in-law, who I love, 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 has lied to my son and manipulated so that I can't even go to his wedding. You can't cause me any more pain than that. There is 0, 0, 0 way that you could cause me any more pain than this, because this is like losing your children. So, there's nothing anybody can do that can equal the pain of losing your children. Now, my daughter-in-law, the domino effect of the lie is she was raised constantly being criticized all the time. That's what she told me herself. And she's sort of obsessive compulsive perfectionist now, and she's a really, really great person, really, really love her. But when she was planning this wedding and making it so that it was next to impossible for me to financially afford it, I was trying to communicate, okay, how can I make this work? And instead of seeing that as, hey, I just need a conversation here to see how I can help out in getting myself there, she's seen it as a criticism, another criticism that she has been used to, that she rejects all the time. And it wasn't by no means was it a criticism, it was just a conversation, but she got really, really hurt and offended by that. So, lies came out of that, and my son didn't even bother communicating with me to find out what the truth was, and mainly because he's lived a life friggin' hell. And all of the time that hell was going on, my kids constantly said that their parents don't love them. So I had to, while working 24/7 and living off 2 hours sleep, trying to work 24/7, trying to be in court 24/7, because that's what my ex constantly was taking me to court. He wanted me in jail. did not want to pay any of his child support, did not want me working. He was doing everything in his power to destroy me through our justice system, which was impossible to go to court and work full time and deal with the level of harassment and abuse that was going on at the same time. Plus, there was a lot that caused a hell of a lot of stress on everybody. So everybody was dealing with health issues, emotionally or physically, which I also was the only parent there trying to be there. I had the crisis line on speed dial. And the best advice they gave me is prioritize. And it's like, okay, tell me how to prioritize. Court wants me to make them number one. Work requires me to be number one. All my kids need me to be number one. Where in there can you juggle? Which one is the priority? All of them, 3 priorities require 24 hours of my time. How do you prioritize that one? And nobody could answer that one. None of the biggest professionals could give me an answer to that little tricky one. So I understand that my kids didn't feel love, even though I did every single thing in my power to show them love. But as a result, from that lack of love, my son has now found somebody that he really truly loves and is loving him back. So he's not going to destroy that, because that's the future of his life. The future of his life is not to spend it with his mother. It's to spend it with his life partner. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against his new wife. So he's just doing the male thing, and which males often do. They go in their cave until they can figure out an answer. They'll never ever communicate with you until they figure out an answer of how to handle this. And I'm kind of understanding of that he doesn't want to get caught in the middle. He wants me and his wife to be able to communicate this problem out, where my daughter-in-law has made it specifically clear, do not ever communicate with me. So it's like, okay, how can I work the problem when the rules are set to no communication? So to anybody out there that wants to hate me, can't hurt me any more. I also have had the experience of watching people develop, you know, belief systems that are completely false. I've watched my children believe lies. I've seen exactly, oh, this was done to you, so then you came up with this belief system. And I'm telling you, it came straight from their father. It came a lot from a lot of relatives on that side of the family. And from justice systems, education systems, medical systems. There are so many avenues that my kids were influenced to believe a lie. One prime example was my 2 girls were screaming bloody murder just well, it was actually about 10-15 minutes before they were supposed to visit their father. I'm living in a condo. They're going to get me evicted with that level of screaming. So I grounded them in the basement where all of their toys are. You know, it was cement walls, and it was like, you know what, if you need to scream, go ahead, scream in the basement all you want. All your toys are there. You know, you're grounded in the basement instead of your room. It's just another room. You know, there was no difference. It was just a change of the room that was a little safer for them to do what it is that they needed to do. They needed to vent their anger. So after about being 10 minutes in the basement with all their toys screaming, their father picked them up. And that's what their father always used to do is, oh, you're angry at your mother? Let me do something about that. Let me take advantage of that. So he took them to a walk-in counseling session where the kids, who were very young at the time, were telling stories about their mother, about how evil the mother who's disciplining is to the counselor, to the point where the story got so twisted that it's actually in affidavits. My ex-husband put it in a legal document that stated that I locked my children in basements for days without food and water. So and a counselor manipulated my children to believe that I am the worst mother possible, and they should never ever listen to me and never be anywhere around me. Now, my youngest daughter, who I suspect is the one that came out with it because she really has a good imagination, as soon as she's seen how her words were twisted, she refused to go to any type of doctor. She won't go to a counselor. She won't see anybody because she knows that these medical professions just love twisting your words to make it appear like something it's not, and to actually do more harm to people you actually love. So I can see the domino effects of why people do the things that they do. And ironically, this whole mess with this channel that started now, this particular hate group, the one on Google with the 14,500, that would be Voctor. Voctor started all of that one. And his influence is just that powerful. And that's where it started. Everybody can say, oh, no, it was this and it was that. No. You went and seen something Voctor did. Somebody else put another video up. You might have listened to somebody else's video that you didn't know was tied to Voctor. Then they made more videos and you watched them. You know, regardless, it all started with that Voctor group. This particular girl, just because I've seen a few of the words, has actually started from this campaign, Are You Awake? And it's like, this is a test to see, are you awake? If you've received any emails, if you've received any type of message, does it sound like me? Does it sound like something I would actually do? I don't think so. And the people that really, really do know me, would send me an email and tell me that there's an imposter. They wouldn't even question me. Those that don't know me, those that want to see something evil, will believe in this. So you've been kind of tested to see if you're awake. And how it all started was Denise Matthews had sent me an email along with a few others. She says only 3 people. That there was a suicide video that was uploaded by Photo Helix, and it was really disturbing to her. So I took a look. It was disturbing to me, and the only problem is Denise wanted me to hate Photo Helix because of this video, and it's like, I ain't gonna hate anybody because of a video. I asked him to take it down because it was so offensive, and instantly the man took it down, which spoke volumes of his character. And so Denise and me had, you know, a challenging conversation, because I'm trying to tell her, hey, don't hate the guy, and I ain't going to hate him. You know, he did, you know, basically what you asked, and you didn't like that video's gone. So there's no need for me to hate him. Then I tried to talk to Photo Helix and explain to him that just forgive and forget, and, you know, send her some love because she's going through some challenging times. She told me of a few other things, that she had imposters that were sending out a whole pile of hate messages, similar to what's being done to me. So this woman has lost her child, just, I think it was August. There is no bigger pain than that. Trying to jump out of that level of pain is next to impossible. I don't think you can do it in 1 year. And then to have a large group like this impostoring you and making everybody else hate you while you actually need love. Trust me, I'd be insane with anger, frustration, rage. I wouldn't be able to see anything loving in anybody. But Denise has, we have contacted each other, and there is no ill will between us. I love her. I understand where she's coming from. She sent me an email letting me know that she is sending Helix an apology, and but in the meantime, this is why her imposters, because I'm showing love and understanding for Denise Matthews. This hate group is kind of offended by that, so they want me to be, you know, their next little victim, and they want everybody else hating me like they wanted you all to hate Denise Matthews. So that's the motive behind it. But there also is another thing going on that we don't understand, but it is there. And something really, really painful has happened to this person that's impostoring me. For some reason, they're not being heard. They're not being understood. And as long as they're not being understood, they're playing that out in the universe. They don't want anybody to be understood. So I do have some recommendations of how I'd like everybody to kind of handle this. And I'm running out of time on this video, so I'll post it to be continued.